What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca. You're watching the Reseller Mom Show. Thank you for joining me today for more Reseller Mom content to get more done, make more money, and stay sane while raising kids and reselling online. So today is kind of an interesting video, I think, because it's not about clothing and it's not even about necessarily selling online, but it is about selling things that I find and reselling things. And what I'm talking about today is selling used children's books. Now, this may not be something that you're interested in, and if it's not, then go ahead and click off and catch on the next one. But for those that maybe are interested because you have little kids and you have books around your house and you've thought about the idea of why can't I sell children's books because you see them at the bins or you see them at garage sales and you're not really sure, like, where's the flip, where's the arbitrage, how does this work? I've recently been starting to get into it. So I've got some tips, I've got some information. I've only been doing it a little bit, but I think it's an added value to what I'm already doing and a nice compliment. And it has great benefits for my family because Gio and I read books all the time and mommy gets sick of reading the same books all the time. So it's nice to be able to keep like a constant flow of new and interesting things to kind of like, you know, get all those neurons or whatever going in his brain. So couple tips, and I was planning on recording this on the computer, but that didn't work out. I don't know why, so now I'm doing it this way, and so I'm gonna have to look over here. Sorry. But what I'm gonna talk about is basically the idea that, why is this? So basically, sorry, I lost all my notes. I found it, it's just not pulling up. Okay, here we go. So it's a way to get some extra income besides selling clothing. Now, if you're someone that sells all kinds of things, you sell electronics and video games and all of that stuff too, I don't do that. So for me, it's clothing or nothing else. So this is like an extra category that I can add on that potentially will bring in profit from something completely different than clothing that doesn't require any measurements or anything like that. No one can return it, you know, it's just a nice, easy breezy side hustle to my side hustle. So that's what is appealing to me about it right now. It's not the most profitable thing. You're not going to make $10 and $12 per item profit or anything like that. But what I look at it as is if I'm already going to the bins and I'm already going to a garage sale, and those are the two places that I mainly find children's books to sell and flip, then I'm already there. The time is already spent to get there. The tolls are already spent to drive there. I'm already at this place. I'm already in like hunting mode for clothing. And should I find a children's book that seems to be in good condition that I think would sell for the right profit, then I'm going to pick it up. And usually the price is so insignificant that it's really not a big addition to my expense at that time. And I'll go over the pricing that I found in a second. So it's functional because Gio can read the book, we can read the book, I can save them for him when his reading level is different, and just kind of keep like a constant cycle of these books moving through. So it's not the most profitable, but it is pretty functional for us. I'm talking about children's books primarily. I haven't really gotten into anything with adult books, or, you know, this isn't about Amazon or anything like that. This is just kind of like a local flip, basically. And so basically I'm finding children's books either at the bins or at garage sales. Right now, those are the only two places I'm looking. I'm not looking at Goodwill retail. I'm not specifically going to do a sourcing trip for books. It's only if I'm already at the bins. My primary purpose is to find clothing. And if I am waiting for them to flip new stuff or just isn't that good, or I just need a break or whatever, something catches my eye in the book bin, I'll spend some time in the book bins, but it's completely secondary, completely just like extra bonus. And then garage sales, the same thing. I'm primarily there to look for clothing, but usually there are a lot of books at garage sales. Now I will say at garage sales, the books are not always in the best of condition. And sometimes people are asking, at least in my area, Kookyville prices. Like, I'm not buying like one of these books, these like reader books, kid can read, like where it's like big print for them to learn to read. This is not worth $1. Not to you, not to me, not to anybody. I mean, it's not worth, what is the real price of this? It doesn't even say. It was probably in like a bundle or something. I don't even know what the real price of this is, but for you to have the cojones to ask me for $1 for this at a garage sale, you've got to be kidding. So no, I'm not paying $1. But So garage sales, sometimes it's better. Like if you see that there's a bunch that are in good condition, chances are that a lot of them are in good condition. And so you could maybe make a price and say, I'll take all your books for $5, or I'll take all your books for whatever. And then you can spend time looking through them later. You don't have to flip through every single one of them there. And it does them a favor, you know, kind of thing. So that's kind of been my model. You can probably also find books on Facebook Marketplace, but I feel like there as well, people are asking stupid pricing for books on Facebook. So that's where I'm finding them. Now, where am I flipping them? I'm flipping them on Facebook and at local consignment stores. Primarily in our area, we have a handful of Once Upon a Child. So it's a franchise model where they're, I'm sure, elsewhere. And I'm sure locally you even have like smaller, you know, mom and pop kids consignment or what have you. But basically those kinds of stores take books. And I just, like, I never thought of it to do it as a flip. Like, obviously I've brought Gio's old board books and stuff like that, and I've made a little bit of money, but like, I've never thought about buying a book specifically to flip at the local consignment store. And honestly, I don't even know when my aha moment of glory came, but it recently came, probably in you know, exhausted stupor, which I usually am in because I get up way too early and I just am wandering around in like this constant state of crazy sleepy mode. But yes, so you can buy books at the bins or a garage sale and then flip them on Facebook in bundles or on the local or at the local consignment store. Also, you can sell books on Kidizen. You've heard me mention Kidizen, though I've yet to really get my act going back on Kidizen. I used to be on Kidizen. I did not sell books on Kidizen, but I know that you can. So if you want to get started trying to sell either kids clothing, kids books, or other things, because they do now allow women's clothing and maternity clothing, sign up for the link through my referral. We each get a little something. I buy clothes for Gio on there sometimes. So it's nice to get a little something when I send you that way. So my plan is to do more Kidizen content for you in the future. I just haven't got my act together yet. But you can sell books on Kidizen. I did look, and you can sell kids books on Mercari. The categories were a little weird, but there's lots of kids books listed. Most of them are in bundles, a lot of them with free shipping. There are ones that have sold. It looks like there's a lot that's available. So even though I am on Mercari, I don't know that I'll be putting these on Mercari. Right now I'm okay with like the local flip, but if I end up with like a lot of books where perhaps I may want to do a lot on Mercari, I may look into like how many books can I stuff in some sort of flat rate box and ship it for a decent price or so. So I mean, I don't know, I haven't gotten that far yet, but you can sell them on Mercari. From what I can see, you cannot sell them on Poshmark yet. And then obviously you can sell them on eBay, but my plan is to buy eBay for a little while, so I'm not even looking at it. I don't want to know. So that's like the general model. Now, as far as what I'm getting them for and what I'm selling them for, I am buying soft cover books at the bins, any kind of soft cover, for 25 cents. So anything with a soft cover is 25 cents. So whether it's this, I don't have a big one right now, but like those big, you know, something like this. Then they also have like those big activity books. I buy those for Gio all the time. I have ones up to like 3rd grade at this point. I just can't stop myself from buying them. I'm like a worksheet person. So there's like those big giant activity books, and you can get them for 25 cents. That's an amazing deal because it's like 300 pages. So if you happen to find a little book like this or a big book, they're all 25 cents because they're soft cover at my bins. I don't know what they are at your bins. Garage sales, obviously you make a deal with whatever you make a deal for. Now, for hardcover books at the bins, they are 50 cents. And that could be anything from, you know, this kind of book to a baby board book to like a kid's novel book to like a nice snazzy Disney Frozen Princess book. And so all of those are 50 cents. So those you have to kind of be careful a little bit because it is a little bit more pricey. But, and I say 50 cents is pricey. That's what my life has come to. 50 cents is pricey for a lot of things. So that's what I'm buying them for at the bins. And I'm saying primarily because, again, garage sales, it can vary whatever you negotiate. So I'm not going to really talk about that. Now, at my local Once Upon a Child, where I sell them primarily, they're paying out, give or take, because obviously it's a person putting it in and assigning the value to the item, so I'm sure there's a little bit of wiggle room, but generally what I got them to tell me was that they pay about 40 cents for like a baby's board book. So in this situation, well, let me tell you them all and then I'll go through the profit. So that's 40 cents for like a board book. Then it's 60 cents for like a soft cover medium sized book. And then it's $1.20 for like a bigger hardcover book. So like these kinds of ones. So my profit analysis is that the soft cover books are definitely the way to go, because no matter what, I'm gonna make a profit. If I buy a soft cover book for 25 cents, even if they only pay me the board book rate somehow, maybe it's a little baby soft cover book, which I don't have an example of that, but let's say they have a baby soft cover book and I bought it for 25 cents, at minimum, I'm gonna make 40 cents selling it to the consignment store. So that's a win-win. From the lower end, 25 cents into a medium size book that they're paying out 60 cents, that's a profit. And then into $1.20, I don't think that there's any soft cover that they would pay $1.20 for. So that's probably out. So you're either gonna make 15 cents a book or 35 cents a book on the soft cover floppy ones, which I know that's not a lot of money. Who's gonna go around picking up books for 25 cents or whatever? These I'm primarily thinking like I could bring it home, we could read it, then I could sell it, or I could just buy them because I see them. Again, you're not gonna just go find one. If you're at the book bin, you're gonna find a bunch of books. Like pick them all up, and while you're waiting for the next set of bins of clothing to come out, look through, like it's just extra added. I'm not specifically going there to find things that make me 15 cents. I happen to be there already and I'm having some downtime or just want a mental switch, or I'm looking for books for Geo anyway, or my mom because she always wants books, and then I find it. So to me it's like I'm not specifically going there for it, but it's a bonus extra. All right, so that's that. Then on the hardcover books, so here's where some of them don't work out, because if I'm paying 50 cents because it's hardcover for a baby's board book and I bring it to the consignment store, they're only gonna pay me 40 cents. So I'm not picking these up for the purpose of selling them at the consignment store, because that would be a negative 10 cents profit, which is bad news. So if I thought that it was a good board book, or I happened to find a whole set or whatever, and I wanted to put it on Facebook and sell it in a lot where I'm going to be selling the books for more than 50 cents each in a bundle, then I would do it. And I'm gonna experiment with some Facebook book bundle prices. Bah! So I've sold a bunch of bundles of books on Facebook, but they were all Geos. They weren't ones that I specifically bought to flip or anything. So that pricing is just kind of like, it doesn't make sense. And they were all different kinds of books. Like it was just like things that I threw together. And I think what I would do in the future is like, let's say I found a bunch of Mickey books. I would save them until I had enough to make a lot. If I had a bunch of Disney princess books, I would make a lot. If I found all the Sandra Boynton, I used to love those for Geo, all the Sandra Boynton books, I would make a lot of that. All Bernstein Bears. Like I would try to keep them till I had enough of like a similar series or set, and then do a bundle of that. Thomas the Train, books about dinosaurs, like whatever it is, try to make a themed bundle and sell that on Facebook and try to get $1 per book for it. If I could, it would definitely be profitable. If I can't, then it wouldn't work out so well. But at that point, it would just be like, okay, I bought this, now I need to get rid of it, so I just need to get my money back at least. But for the most part, I'm not buying board books for Geo anymore, so until I know that it would work, I'm not probably gonna be buying many board books at all, just for that purpose. But I do think that there's a good amount of option here, because there's a lot of series and sets. So if I'm buying Bernstein Bears for 25 cents and I don't sell it to the consignment store for 35 cents profit for whatever reason, I know if I save up 5 of these, I could sell them for a couple of bucks or 10 of these or whatever, save them for a couple of bucks, Geo can read them, and then sell it in a lot on Facebook for $5 for a bunch of them, maybe at 50 cents a book. That's 10 of them for $5. I bought it for 25 cents. That's doubling my money. Geo got to read it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of options for arbitrage with them. Again, it's not big time, but because like I want him to, like, I like to read all these books with him, and I want him to enjoy reading, and he does a lot. So I feel like this is a good little flip, and it's a good thing that, you know, it's something different to kind of ease the mind where I get so sick of clothes sometimes. There's no measurements, there's no, you know, pictures. I can just lay them all out, take one picture to put it on Facebook. Like, it's very easy. So I think that this is going to be not a major thing, but a little thing. And even if I make another 50 bucks a month from doing the books, at least I am doing something that is going to be also beneficial to Geo. The other thing I thought of doing too was like having, with my local closet clear out, I haven't done this yet. I made the post, but I haven't put it out. But I do local closet clear outs for people where they can, you know, I can go and pick up, or they can drop off their items for clothing, and I review them and pay them cash. And that's been working really well. Today I had 2 pickups. But for books, I think people would be more apt to like drop them off, and if I send them PayPal money, great, and if not, I just donate them for them. Like, I don't think a lot of people would necessarily want them back, maybe with clothes. So I'm trying to think of a way to actually make that into a thing where they can drop them off on certain days, or because I'm not going to go run around to pick up books. I don't think that that would make financial sense for me. But if they want to drop them off and then I just cut them a check, and yeah, even if I cut them a check and drop it in the mail, it probably would not be beneficial because you have to pay for the stamp. But if I sent them PayPal money for the books, donated the ones, you know, that I didn't take or something like that, and at that rate, if I'm getting them for, you know, maybe I'm paying 25 cents a book, regardless of whether it's hardcover or soft cover, that's kind of the price point I would dabble with, is 25 cents a book. You drop them off to me, I pay you PayPal, I can donate the ones I don't want, and just kind of have a constant cycle of books coming to me. That would be awesome. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. So the other thing that, sorry, my foot fell asleep. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that this whole thing came about because when I was checking out at Goodwill, I happened to have a bunch of books that day in addition to the clothing, and one of the people that worked there said, hey, do you sell books? We change the books every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. And I was like, huh, like, thank you for that information. I'm not really a bookseller, but maybe I want to be. So it's just kind of odd how that happened. But this guy who works at the bins, I don't really think he's very nice usually, but he said that to me, and I was like, well, that was nice information. Thank you so much. And I never really thought to ask when the books come out. Like, I didn't know. I've actually never seen them change the books. They're just kind of always there. So apparently they change the books at a certain day and time. And he said that at 4:30 on a Thursday, that's when they bring out the new bins of books. And it's like a mob scene, and like all the Amazon booksellers are like going berserk. And I just think that's really funny because I would love to see that, number one. I love the action of when people are like going in there, because I'd like to throw an elbow too every once in a while. And so I think it would be really funny to see the people go after the books, because I'm never there for that. I'm always there in the morning. So one day I'm going to make it a point to do that. And so I've now been trying to add going Friday morning to my schedule, because again, an Amazon bookseller, in my opinion, I don't know this for sure, I've only kind of on the periphery learned about it, I don't think they care about kids' books. So I feel like all the kids' books are still gonna be there Friday morning after they've gone through and found all the textbooks and all the good stuff that they're trying to send into Amazon. I'll find all the kids' books after, and they'll be like fresh Friday morning. So I'm gonna try to start going on Friday morning, not all the time, but maybe once or twice a month on a Friday morning, and see what I can find. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for clothing primarily, but just purposely scheduling it on that day so that the books would also be fresh. I'm not, again, just going just for books. That would not make sense for me. But anyway, so that's the other thing I was going to say is you may want to ask your bins, if you go to bins, when is the day that they switch the books, if they're willing to share that information with you. And at that rate, ask them when they switch something else, I don't know, hard goods or whatever, because then maybe you get some inside information that way. I never thought to ask. Okay, so I think that's all I have. I'm actually really curious in this one specifically. If you're here till the end, I wasn't supposed to make this a 20-minute video, but you know me, I just chit chat. So leave me a comment and let me know, are you already doing this? Is this something that would prompt you, like based on this video, you would give it a shot? What's your experience with it if you do it? What questions do you have about it if you want me to kind of like dive into it further? I definitely would love to do a follow-up on this video once I start the closet clear out. Well, I guess it's not a bookshelf clear out. I don't know. What is it called? So name it. Leave me a comment in the comments. To just like do a follow-up video on this once I've kind of gotten it going a little bit more, but I want to do it on the front end because I really like this channel now for like, not only I want to give you good information, of course, but I want to document my stuff. Like I want to see like, when did I start doing this and what was I doing when I first started? Like I missed all of that way back when I started reselling clothing. So I feel like if I'm starting a new little whatever side hustle to my side hustle, then I want to put on YouTube and have that for me too. So /selfish/value, hopefully. Leave me a comment, let me know, like this video on the way out, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more reseller mom content to get more done, make more money, and stay sane while raising kids and reselling online. We'll see you next time, mamas. Bye.